Hey guys, welcome back, and this is me Tarun, and today we are going to be talking about Bahadur Shah Zafar. Bahadur Shah Zafar, or Bahadur Shah II, was born as Mirza Abu Safar Sirajuddin Muhammad. He was born in the year 24th October 1775 and died in 17 November 1862. He was the last Mughal emperor. He was the second son of Akbar II and also became the successor of his father. Upon his death on 28 September 1837, he was an insignificant emperor, as the Mughal Empire existed in name only, and his authority was only limited to the walled city of Old Delhi, also known as Shahjahanabad. Following his involvement in the Indian Rebellion of 1857, the British exiled him to Rangoon in British-controlled Burma, which is now in Myanmar. After sentencing him on several charges, Zafar's father, Akbar II, had been imprisoned by the British and he was not his father's preferred choice as his successor. One of Akbar Shah's queens, Mumtaz Begum, pressured him to declare his son Mirza Jahangir as his successor. However, the East India Company exiled Jahangir after he attacked the resident in the Red Fort, paving the way for Zafar to assume the throne. Bahadur Shah Zafar ruled over a Mughal empire that had only been in the early 19th century reduced to the old city of Delhi and the surrounding terrain as far as Palam. The Maratha Empire had brought an end to the Mughal Empire in the Deccan during the 18th century, and the regions of India formerly under the Mughal rule had either been absorbed by the Marathas or had declared independence became smaller kingdoms. The Marathas installed Shah Alam II in the throne in 1772 under the protection of the Maratha General Mahaji Shinde and maintained suzerainty over Mughal affairs in Delhi. The East India Company became the dominant political and military power in mid 19th century India. Outside the region controlled by the company, hundreds of kingdoms and principalities split their land. The emperor was respected by the company who provided him with a pension. The emperor permitted the company to collect taxes from Delhi and maintain a military forces in it. Zafar never had any interest in statecraft or had any imperial ambition. After the Indian Rebellion of 1857, the British exiled him from Delhi. Bahadur Shah Zafar was a noted Urdu poet having written a number of Urdu ghazals. While some part of his opus was lost or destroyed during the Indian Rebellion of 1857, a large collection did survive and was compiled into the Kulliyat-e-Zafar. The court that he maintained was home to several prolific Urdu writers including Mirza Ghalib, Dag, Mumin, and Zauq. As the Indian Rebellion of 1857 spread, sepoy regiments reached the Mughal court at Delhi. Because of Zafar's neutral views on religions, many Indian kings and regiments had accepted and declared him as the Emperor of India. On 12th May 1857, Zafar held his first formal audience in several years. It was attended by several sepoys who were described as treating him familiarly or disrespectfully. When the sepoys first arrived at Bahadur Shah Zafar's court, he asked why they had come to him because he had no means of maintaining them. Bahadur Shah Zafar's conduct was uncertain. However, he yielded to the demands of the sepoys when he was told that they would not be able to win against the East India Company without him. On 16th May, sepoys and palace servants killed 52 Europeans who were prisoners of the palace and who were discovered hiding in the city. The executions took place under a peepal tree in front of the palace despite Zafar's protests. The aim of the executioners, who were not the supporters of Zafar, was to implicate him in the killings. Once he had joined them, Bahadur Shah II took over for all the actions of the mutineers. Though dismayed by the looting and disorder, he gave his public support to the rebellion. It was later believed that Bahadur Shah was not directly responsible for the massacre, but that he may have been able to prevent it, and he was therefore considered a consenting party during his trial. The administration of the city and its new occupying army was described as chaotic and troublesome, which functioned randomly, and the emperor nominated his eldest son Mirza Mughal as the commander in chief of his forces. However, Mirza Mughal had little military experience and was rejected by the Sepoys. The Sepoys did not have any commanders since each regiment refused to accept orders from someone other than their own officers. Mirza Mughal's administration extended no further than the city. Outside Gujar, herders began levying their own tolls on traffic, and it became increasingly difficult to feed the city. During the siege of Delhi, when the victory of the British came certain, Zafar took refuge at Humayun's tomb in an area that was then at the outskirts of Delhi. Company forces led by Major William Hodgson surrounded the tomb, and Zafar was captured on 20th September 1857. The next day, Hodgson shot his sons Mirza Mughal and Mirza Qiz Sultan and his grandson Mirza Abu Bakr under his own authority at the Kuni Darwaza near the Delhi gate, and declared Delhi to be captured. Bahadur Shah was taken to his vice Haveli, where he was treated disrespectfully by his captors. When brought news of the executions of his sons and grandsons, the former emperor was described as being so shocked and depressed that he was unable to react. The trial was a consequence of the Sepoy mutiny and lasted for 41 days and had 19 hearings, 21 witnesses, and over 100 documents in Persian and Urdu with their English translations were produced in the court. At the first, the trial was suggested to be held at Calcutta, the place where the directors of East India Company used to the sittings in connections with the commercial pursuits. But instead, Red Fort in Delhi was selected for the trial. It was the first case to be tried at Red Fort. On the 22nd day of the trial, Bahadur Shah Zafar defended himself against these charges. Bahadur Shah, in his defense, stated his complete misfortune before the will of the sepoys. The sepoys apparently used to fix his seal on empty envelopes, the contents which he was absolutely unaware. While the emperor may have been overstating his weakness before the sepoys, the fact remains that the sepoys had felt powerful enough to dictate terms to anybody. The 82-year-old poet king was harassed by the mutineers and was neither declined or capable of providing any real leadership. Despite this, he was the primary accused in this trial for the rebellion. Hakim Ahsanullah Khan, Zafar's most trusted confidant and both his prime minister and personal physician, had insisted that Zafar did not involve himself in the rebellion and had surrendered himself to the British. But when Zafar ultimately did this, Hakim Ullah Khan betrayed him by providing evidence against him at the trial in return for a pardon for himself. Respecting Hodgson's guarantee on his surrender, Zafar was not sentenced to death but exiled to Rangoon, Burma. His wife Zeenat Mahal and some of the remaining members of the family accompanied him. At 4 a.m. on 7th October 1858, Zafar, along with his wife's two remaining sons, began his journey towards Rangoon in bullock carts, escorted by the 9th Lancers under the command of Lieutenant Omani. In 1862, at the age of 87, had reportedly acquired some illness. In October, his condition deteriorated. He was spoon-fed on soup, but he found that too difficult by 3rd November. On 6th November, the British Commissioner H. N. Davies recorded that Zafar is evidently sinking for pure destitute and paralysis in the region of his throat. To prepare for his death, Davies commanded for the collection of lime and bricks, and a spot was selected at the back of Zafar's enclosure for his burial. Zafar died on Friday, 7th November in 1862 at 5 a.m. Zafar was buried at 4 p.m. near the Shri Degon Pagoda at Hicks Divaka Road near the intersection which way Degon Pagoda Road, Yangon. The shrine of Bahadur Shah Zafar Dargah was built 3 years thereafter recovery of its dome on 16 February 1991. Davies, commenting on Zafar, described his life to be very uncertain. Please like, share, subscribe, and check out the blog whose link you can see on your screen. If you can't read it properly, then I'll read it out to you. https colon slash tarun 2009a dot wixsite.com slash tarun blogs. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. This is me signing.